The Lonely Australian of the Asian Night, a short story by Gregory Pakis. Cigarette in mouth, Paul stood on the hotel balcony and stared nervously out into the hot Cambodian night. He hated Southeast Asia. He wondered again why so many people came. Of course, deep down he knew. They thought it was paradise. Yeah, thought Paul, paradise till something goes wrong. To him, Asia was hell. Hot, dangerous, and just a bit of bad luck away from some sort of disaster. Asia. Goddamn Asia. People in these third world countries look like vultures. Walking the streets he felt stalked by shopkeepers, hookers, beggars. In India, he felt like he was at the end of the earth. He barely saw any white people, and those fucking Indians were everywhere, sleeping in doorways, on footpaths, across the seats of their rickshaws and motorbikes, everywhere. And India stank. By night, a nearby mosque would sound out at about 4 a.m. Mosques and mosquitos. Paul had had enough of them. The worry started to creep into his mind when he was on the run from police in Australia. It was there the shadow formed. He wanted to know who or what was over his shoulder, and the more he looked, the more he worried he would see something. But he never did. But the shadow caught up with him again in the last 6 months. Paul missed Australia. It had been 15 months since he'd been there. When he was on the run, it was the first time he travelled anywhere in Australia. Out there were no rules. Not out on the desert road, not out under the desert night, not in what felt to him like redneck towns and bars where everything was really hot, yet somehow cold. Paul remembered the sweat pouring out of his forehead, making his sunglasses slip down the bridge of his nose, and he never felt sweat coming out of his throat before. He remembered the fear in his belly and the eagle circling under the searing sun. It was in the outback that he felt alone for the first time. It was there that he felt his youth further away than it had ever been. It was there that he first felt the nothingness.